Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. Hi. So apologies for the delay in my arrival. Indeed, I had a delayed flight, but not only that, in the world of technology blast that I'm talking about here, the doors, the automatic door was locked at the airport, so we could not get out of the airport. So how is that? You know, that was funny. So, you know, when you are delayed, that's the last thing you want to happen, right? Anyway, so welcome everybody. I'm going to talk indeed about business transformation in a world of technology blast. So I'm going to cover the topics of the business transformation first, about our portfolio and how our brands and products are evolving. I'm going to talk a bit about AI at the end with some of new ideas that I'm working on, knowing that in the context of PepsiCo, we are doing a lot of things that we cannot talk about too much yet, okay? So when it comes to the brands at PepsiCo, most of you must be familiar with our portfolio, and I'm going to focus on some different areas here, knowing that I'm particularly focused on foods. So I'm not an expert of beverages at PepsiCo, but more an expert of foods. And when it comes to the transformation of the portfolio, this is what I'm going to be mostly talking about. When it comes to our brands, though, there was a major evolution of Pepsi in the past few months. And if you're not on the moon, you must have seen that there was a rebranding of that brand, which was the first in 14 years. So obviously, I need to talk a bit about that one because it's a major achievement from the design team. And I'm really proud of the work that's been done. And I'm going to mention as well something on innovation that I did to support that team. But first, let's look at the brand and how it stands out today.
Making the place while they ride in the beach.
All right. So that's the Pepsi rebranding. And as I said, I'm focused on foods. And when I saw the work that my colleagues were doing in beverages, I was, of course, excited about the quality of the work and the quality of that redesign. And I thought, what can I do? You know, I'm working in innovation. I'm working mostly on the food portfolio of PepsiCo. I'm not involved into this rebranding and this launch, so I was a bit disappointed. So I thought, well, what can I do? And when you work in innovation, you just try to be creative. And sometimes innovation takes different forms and shapes. And I decided to just go on supporting that team on something totally different. As you can notice, I have a French accent because I'm French. And actually, I thought, well, Pepsi in France is very tiny. It's only 650 people. It's a very small company and small entity. And since I relocated to the US about 4 years ago, I really could appreciate the breadth of our portfolio and the cultural impact that this brand has on you, people living in the US, and also on some other people. And I thought, how can I convey that to the French audience and to the European audience? And how can I help my colleagues from the PepsiCo France team to actually shine as well on their, from that perspective? So I helped shape the partnership, which was with an amazing location that resides in the French Alps. And this is how it ended up at the end. It was the launch event for Pepsi in France. Okay, so as I said, innovation can take many forms and shapes, and it's not because you are not necessarily focused on an angle of your company that you cannot help be creative and help shape new partnerships, new businesses. So that is something that just occurred and has been replicated in different parts of the world with different partners, but I'm happy to share that one with you. Now, when it comes to design at PepsiCo, I'm part of the design leadership team, and I know I have some colleagues in the room as well here. And I want to share with you the breadth of the scope of what design is covering at PepsiCo, because obviously we are covering brand design with a lot of the stuff that you hold in your hand and that you see on shelf, which is really the packaging, but also, of course, structural packaging with all of the different work that we're doing in this area, also to reduce environmental impact. We are working on equipment design and actually all of those different systems that you see out there. We are working on experiences, and this is the way we show up at food services, but also into different events, such as the Super Bowl or other types of events. So food service is definitely one of the big areas that we are designing for. We are also responsible for licensing and merchandising, which is an interesting area for us as a design team because we have a P&L responsibility on that one, which means we really are making money for the company through the work that we're creating in terms of creating different types of assets for the promotion of our brands. And last but not least, innovation is definitely an area that we are pushing and promoting as part of the agenda with more of the thinkers and the design thinkers within the design team. So when it comes to the commitment to design, some of you must be familiar with the work that our design leader has been doing, Mauro Porcini, but it all starts with leadership. And we have the commitment of our leaders in terms of supporting what design can do for the company in the different areas that I've shared with you. And when it comes to the one who founded actually that design team is Mauro Porcini. He's been writing a letter, a love letter to designers in 2013 when he kind of took over the job to actually call for people to join his team. And a few years later, a few of us joined, and now it's a team of about 320 designers around the world, dispatched in different locations that you can see here, where we have a main location in New York and other locations around the globe, as you can see on this map. When it comes to our practice, it is all focused on the 4 lenses, so desirability, feasibility, viability, and sustainability, and embracing those dimensions of design thinking, such as empathy, strategy, and prototyping. When it comes to the way we look at design, some of you must be familiar with that Danish design ladder. We are obviously going beyond that and extending this to the culture and the systemic change that we can bring to the company. And this is really to make sure that design is impactful at a wider scale. I feel, by the way, I didn't saw you here. So when it comes to the team and to the designers that are composing this amazing design team at PepsiCo, let me play a short video so you understand a bit the culture and the perspective that we have over there.
Brands today go beyond what we hold in our hands and what we see with our eyes. They can create a chain reaction of positive moments. At PepsiCo Design and Innovation, we're not just working on design. We're helping to shape brands for the future, to bring ideas to real people at a global scale. Our secret weapon? Bringing in talent with a diverse set of skills.
Curiosity, 同情
Compassione.
compassion, partnership,
Trabajando juntos.
乐观 optimism,
Resilience.
diverse thinking,
Diversifikacja rozmyśleń.
confidence, fortitude.
Humbleness.
Bringing together design expertise with empathy and passion to create an environment at work that makes the work even better.
So the whole purpose of our team is really to engage with all of the different dimensions that we are designing for. And innovation is definitely core to everything that we try to do as a company. And when it comes to the way that we are organized, we are talking in those terms, in the way that we are doing innovation at PepsiCo. We talk about branding innovation on the right-hand side, which is really everything you see every day to stay close to our consumers and close to everything that is impacting them on a daily basis. We then have refresh, which comes more in terms of line extensions and redesigns. We have reframe, which is more when we are adding benefits to consumers through new subcategories or new products, and breakthrough, which is really when we are entering new categories and trying to innovate in new spaces. I'm going to talk a little more about what happened to us in the past 3 to 4 years when actually COVID accelerated our innovation agenda, and when we looked into the different impact on the mega trends. We decided to actually dive into macro spaces, so those 5 that you see here on the right: nurture by nature, health management, energy management, physical performance, and convenience, satiation, and nutrition, in order to go through the unpacking of those spaces to generate North Stars to kind of envision what might be the future of PepsiCo. And coming out of the pandemic, we came with a lot of new products, a lot of innovations that were introduced on the market, some of them being successful, some of them being less successful. As you know, this is innovation. And I'm going to walk you through what those were. But first of all, there is one thing that really we achieved through that exercise, which was to work towards a one unified design and innovation approach. And this was really useful to align not just the design team, but more importantly, the cross-functional team that is essential in order for us to deliver innovation out there. So when it comes to what we have done, we have been piloting and testing different things with different brands, of course, particularly in the world of food related to veggie snacks, with some successes and failures again. But what was actually, again, important for us was to develop our muscle and our ability to innovate and to go faster and to test and learn in a very fast pace. And even when we wanted to go unnoticed and wanted to be discreet with some test and learn exercises we were doing on social media, sometimes there were some leaks, and sometimes some of the ideas we had were taken by influencers and were spread out in the world out there, which was not our intention, but it was a good way for us to test a bit the quality of the ideas and what actually our consumers were waiting for. Then we went into the space of energy and mood management with Driftwell, one brand that was launched, but since then has been pulled off, but interesting experience and learnings over there. Another one in the same remit was Soul Boost, an incredible brand that had an amazing potential, but maybe was not clearly understood yet by consumers, but we'll get back to it. We also introduced more veggie snacks and more variations of our veggie snacks around new flavors and actually veggies that were crunchy and deliciously flavored. Again, that one didn't resonate necessarily well with our consumers, but we're going to get back to that. And some others that worked well and that are still alive on the market, like focusing on the ketogenic diet with Hilo Life, which is a brand that we are still trying to grow at the scale of PepsiCo, and it takes time. As you all know, innovation takes time, and it needs to be nurtured every day in order to make sure that we are meeting our goals and achieving the goals that we have, particularly at the scale that we have. Now, when it comes to what we call positive choices, we have also introduced an array of different products in different parts of the world, whether it was about reducing fat, reducing salt, or introducing more veggies, or introducing more proteins into offerings. And the last product that you see here, the bottom one, has been introduced in China. It's been an amazing success. And I would just want to talk a bit more about that one, because on that one, we developed and designed it during the pandemic, working online exclusively, remotely. And there is a short video here that explains a bit the process we've been through working cross-functionally, collaboratively, on an intentional basis. Innovation is a requirement allowing businesses to thrive and survive. At PepsiCo, innovation is about reaching out to new consumers, to new occasions, white spaces, new opportunities for us to grow as a business.
PepsiCo has a huge ambition of unlocking growth, but also transforming what it stands for.
We started looking to Chinese consumers and their ambitions as an emerging country. We really wanted to understand what would be the future for Chinese consumers in the context of healthier habits.
Before we had Miro, nobody had understanding of how things went from A to Z. Each team was doing it differently.
Using Miro has been seamless since day one. Very easy to understand, very easy to use. You have a board, you have a space for us to work collaboratively as a team.
We could work day and night through different time zones. We all looked at the same Miro board. We had one version of the truth.
We were working during the day, our China team overnight.
So it was much more a democratic creative process without slowing down.
To see live how people were turning certain insight into idea or into action, that was really inspiring. It really helped me think more creatively.
So this has been invaluable in terms of the way that it has helped shape collaboration between the insights team, the marketing team, the finance team, where we are debating about a certain design, a certain taste profile. And this is how we landed the Air Pop Chicken Breast Crisp, which has been launched on the market.
We got from project brief to in-market launch in 10 months. It's usually 3 years. PepsiCo.
That is very fast in our world.
Miro has inspired a new way of working within the team. This has allowed much more collaboration, much more integration of the diverse opinions in the team.
We now take this as our best practice and our blueprint for complex innovation.
Miro has been magical in terms of how we develop future propositions that impact positively the life of our consumers. It's all about making the world a better place, and there's no end to it. Yeah, it feels a bit like a promotion for Miro, but honestly, I mean, these guys saved my life. I had to work 16 months remote during the pandemic from France to actually my colleagues in the US. And actually, without Miro, we wouldn't have been able to achieve what we have achieved with the team internationally, in China, in the US, in the UK, in Europe, to actually launch this product. So collaborative tools are really important into everything we do. And it was even before AI. Now, those tools reinforced with AI are delivering even more outputs, even faster. And this is, again, another acceleration of our food transformation. So when it comes to the transformation, actually, there is a lot going on at PepsiCo, and one initiative that obviously is notorious, at least if you're interested in that space, is what we call PepsiCo Positive, which is really focusing on people and the planet, and what is the way that we can improve in everything we do from a sustainability point of view. But not only we are doing this, we are of course also looking into the portfolio itself and how our products should evolve in order to match the consumer needs, and also the evolution that we call food transformation, evolving our products from snacks to meals, to have even more of a role to play within the food diet and within the food landscape. So as part of this, personally, I'm feeling really attuned with what we are trying to achieve as a company, because I'm personally on a mission to improve health and well-being worldwide. And when I think about the work that I'm doing at PepsiCo, obviously this is about improving the portfolio every day together with my colleagues who are in the room, but also how can I influence that even further and even better? And in order to talk to you now a bit more about AI, I'm going to switch topic to evolve a bit my conversation towards the work that I do as a faculty at Art Center, where I've actually been working with students to actually help leveraging AI as a tool to evolve the health and wellness system. And so there is my role as a PepsiCo employee, there is my role as a teacher, and my role as an individual that I'm going to talk about in order to express some experiments that I've been doing in the space of artificial intelligence. So when it comes to redesigning the health and wellness system using generative AI, I've been teaching to students on that master in brand design and strategy, and the goal really has been there to help students thinking more about using AI. You might know that we're all using AI, except when it concerns what we truly love, which is creating and designing. And actually, the thing is that when it comes to students, when you actually want them to look into different spaces and deep dive into those, for example, 5 dimensions that I decided to focus our efforts on, people tend to use AI, but not necessarily for the right things. So I designed a process for the students to be able to leverage AI in their work, and actually starting from some brainstorming that we've done using Miro on the left-hand side, we then fed an AI platform in order to augment our knowledge and our creative thinking, to use the strength and the power of AI to generate new concepts and new ideas. And that work has been done through the creation of an AI platform that I made available for students, for them to actually tap into certain knowledge and leverage this incredible power of AI. And so this platform that you see here has different sections. What section is related, you can see that on the left-hand side, to the brand guidelines, where I created a sort of a fake brand and a fake company that is called WellXL here, for the students to then create new concepts and new ideas on how to improve in the space of health and wellness. And that platform had some brand guidelines with some specific visual identity and style templates and everything for them to tap into. And then we created the knowledge base that you see over there as well, that has the 5 different dimensions: nutrition, physical activity, mood, sleep, and relationships. And the students were then using the engine that you see on the right-hand side in order to tap into those brand guidelines and the knowledge base to create new concepts and new ideas about how to improve health and wellness overall. And so some of the ideas that the students came up with were really creative and really pushing the boundaries in terms of what can be done, what can be changed in the space of health and wellness. And this was made available in a very short time frame, thanks to the use of the platform that we made available for them. So this means that tapping into that platform in order to get directed from a knowledge point of view and directed from a brand point of view has allowed them to reach outcomes that we would have never been able to reach in such a short time frame. And as you can see, apart from a few exceptions, most of them are very consistent from a brand identity point of view, which was also another goal of the platform, which was to drive them from a brand guideline perspective. So now when it comes to what else can you do as an individual leveraging AI to try to help the world out there on top of your corporate role or maybe your faculty role, then I decided to embark on a new personal venture, which is just another area that I'm trying to help with and leverage AI for, which is to say, how can I help, as an individual to help people think about how to improve their daily lives, how to become better in everything they do, and how can they actually become who they really want to be. So I created that concept, which is called meashuman.com, and there I created basically another platform that is similar to the other one that I've shared with you just before, which is there to help you learn about what you can improve, what are the dimensions, why are you struggling, what are the different areas that you can becoming better at in order to become your true self. So that's just a new adventure that I can invite you to join in order to learn together about the strength of AI, the power of AI, and how we can leverage those AI platforms to kind of becoming better humans. And then in terms of those learnings, and I know I haven't shared much about AI at PepsiCo because I can't, so sorry for that, but we are doing stuff, of course. And so when it comes to PepsiCo and AI, of course, it's about finding the right partners to scale AI, because obviously there are things you cannot do with small companies when you are such a large corporation. You have to ensure that your partners have financial stability, and you also have to ensure that the legal and intellectual property issues are being addressed. So this is why I cannot mention too much, because there is a lot going on, but of course, like many of you, we need to keep that for a while. Secret at least. When it comes to the academic experience, it was about teaching how to leverage AI in the creative work. And interestingly, students were not using AI that much. Why? Because they are creative, so they think they don't need it. Because why? Because AI is supposed to help you being creative. But for people who are already creative, they just think, I don't need this. But actually, you need to get them to try, to test, and to learn, so they realize, no, actually, it's helping me. I can be even more creative and even better at what I do through the use of AI. So it's about improving the quality of the output, it's about encouraging agility and innovation, and it's about exploring the new technological frontier, but you have sometimes to nudge people a bit for them to realize that, yes, in their field, it can help them. And then individually, my goal with the last idea that I pitched to you is democratizing access to AI tools to help actually people using those tools and becoming better humans, really trying to promote a healthier and better world moving forward. So to conclude on what I just shared with you, I mean, we are definitely in a business transformation in the world of technology blast. There are many, many more dimensions, and some of you heard Phil Sash from my team talking this morning about what we are doing. But it's about being cross-functional from the start. It's about being human-centered. It's about evolving design thinking, which has been an incredible methodology over the past decade, but maybe needs to evolve now. Particularly embracing systems thinking, which is really where we can impact and revolutionize the world that we are working in. It's about leveraging technology. Again, I mentioned AI, but there are some other as well that we should leverage in terms of how the world is evolving and moving fast. And last but not least, it's about making a positive impact in everything we do at the corporate level, at the personal level as well. And so to close, I guess that most of you have seen that quote, that small article, which says, I want AI to do my laundry and dishes so that I can do art and writing. This is exactly the same for us and for me in the space of innovation. I want AI to guide me through the intricacies of becoming a better human so I can enjoy life fully at my best potential. Thank you. And I guess maybe we have some time for Q&A, I guess. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, so basically what we have done, we have created a platform that we fed with our knowledge. And so this means that we started from Miro, populating Miro with tons of different search that were coming from the world out there. And we took that knowledge and embedded it into the AI engine. And so this meant that we had a portion of access to the general knowledge plus a portion of access to our own knowledge. And that our own knowledge was curated. So that's how you start with your own knowledge and you extend it to the broader knowledge out there. So, but that's, yeah. Okay, okay. Okay, that works.
Hi, thank you. I'm curious how you're cultivating trust between designer and technology. Just having worked with designers for almost 20 years now, there is a point of view that the best designers have, and it's part of their process in doing good work. So I'm just curious about how are you coaching for or cultivating trust in the technology?
Yeah, so is it trust or is it pride? Because actually, on the side, I'm a musician, and I'm making limited use of AI in music because I like creating, I like my own thing, you know, and that's the question of, do I trust the technology? Yes, but do I like to create? Yes. So actually, I'm not using technology when I want to create myself. So to your point, it's about, is my creation going to be much, much better? So do I trust the technology that is going to help me becoming better? And the answer is yes, and I've proven it through the use cases here. So most likely in music, I'm going to start to use it more because it should help me to improve the quality of the outputs. So that's why it's a mix of trust and pride. And that's why, as I said, I had to push the students because they had a sense of pride. And they said, no, I don't need that. I can create my own ideas. But actually, through the use of this, they've seen that outcomes were much better.
You mentioned products that maybe the consumer wasn't ready for yet. What percentage of products that you try to take to market at Pepsi do you think become successful in the short term?
I guess that's a secret number, but but I have my idea. No, so clearly, I mean, the question is that PepsiCo is such an impressive company that most of our products are selling millions and millions of dollars very quickly. Whenever you're trying to reach out to a new audience, to integrate new offerings, actually you need to find your audience and you need to actually scale in a time frame that the company can accept. And sometimes it doesn't come fast enough. And this is why it's not so much about what is in, what is out, it's how fast can you grow, how fast can you scale those new products and those new ideas in order to reach the full potential. And even when you have reached the full potential, for example, I mentioned keto diet. Keto diet obviously is focusing on a portion of the population. So we'd never be at the same scale as what we have when we think about Lay's or Doritos. So this is where the conversation needs to happen within the company as to what do we want to go after and how fast can we get there. So did I manage to not answer your question? Thank you.
Yeah. Building on that last question, so I'm going to ask you again. Can you give an example of something that your innovation process said, this is going to be amazing? Because it tested well and everything, yet when it launched, it didn't do as well.
I would say the two examples that I gave, like Driftwell and Salboost, in the space of energy and mood management, were really clear opportunities that we identified out of the pandemic, review that we made of the trends and how people would go out of that pandemic. And actually, we truly believed into that one. We truly believed that people would understand this. But actually, what we have observed is that out of the pandemic, people just came back to the same behaviors. And there was not that change that we were all expecting into people suddenly thinking, I'm going to relax, I'm going to take it easy. No, this didn't happen. And actually, again, the question of the audience and the scale did not allow for those products to survive. But that was clearly something that we all believed in, clearly.
Good. Well, thank you, Christian.
Okay, you're welcome. Thank you. Thanks.